Hello, everyone. So today we're talking about liquidity in the market. Now, liquidity is what engineers market movement. In other words, when you see a big market move, most of the time they are engineered by liquidity. Now, every candlestick that forms has liquidity above and beneath it. In other words, when you see a candlestick form like this, it has liquidity stacked above it for those who are shorting the market, who are entering short, who place their stop loss here. So, in other words, right here, there is liquidity. All right. And then once the candle is moving, once the market once the market is moving, there's liquidity here too. So above and beneath every candle you see, there's liquidity above and below it. So what we want to understand, what I want to show you about liquidity is that once the liquidity below is taken out, in other words, there is no longer liquidity here, the liquidity moves to this end. Now, don't forget that the liquidity up here will still remain in the market. So as long as this market is continuing bearish, a lot of time people think it will continue to go in that direction until the market now begins to seek liquidity. That means all of a sudden the market is turning green, and guess where the market is heading to? The market is heading towards this direction, and we get here and you will see something like this. You see something like this, a long wick to the top, a long wick to the top. Now, once you see this, in other words, the liquidity that was stacked here for a long time has been officially taken out. So this liquidity no longer exists in the market. So we'll be going to the live chart for me to show you how it is working. So right now, if you look at this market, you will see that this green candle has liquidity below it, all right, has liquidity above it, all right. So the next day candle wicked above this candle. If you watch my video on daily buyers, you will understand this concept more. So the next candle wicked above it. Take out the liquidity above the candle, leaving the liquidity below this candle. So the liquidity in below this candle will remain, but because it has wicked above this candle, we will now begin to plan our trade, working towards which direction? Working towards this direction, because the candle that formed is bearish. So we expect that the next move, as this candle wicked above this green candle, it will be heading towards seeking the liquidity on this candle. And you can see this candle closed. This candle closed at what price? The low of this candle is, look here, when you're looking at this figure, you see that the low of this candle is 2.557. You can see the liquidity was finally taken out around this place. So this is 2.556. So it was taken out by a 0.001 a move, and then the market took out that liquidity, and guess what? The market began to seek higher. So because there's no liquidity remaining here, the only liquidity in this market is now this candle that took out that liquidity. This is where liquidity lies in this market. And so once it has taken out that liquidity, guess what? You can see how it pushed higher, because there's nothing it is seeking for here. It is now seeking for this liquidity that was left here unattended to for a long time. So when you understand this, you can use this to form your trade strategy. In other words, once the liquidity under a candle have not, like if you look here now, this green candle took out the liquidity here above this red candle and moved higher. Then the liquidity on this green candle was taken out by this red candle. Then this red candle also went down to take out the liquidity under the green candle. So there is no liquidity remaining in this area between this green candle and this red candle. The only liquidity remaining now is just this one. and the price continue to move higher, that means there's liquidity here. The price market continue to move higher, that means there's still liquidity here. And the market continue to move higher, that means there's still liquidity here. So the moment the market begins to move lower, these areas become your targets. Once the market begins to move lower, these areas become your target. You can see how the market is taking them out gradually. So right now the market is trending towards this low, and then ultimately towards this low, and then finally towards this low. So I hope that you can look at your own charts and use this to work towards becoming a profitable trader. So I hope this is explanatory enough. If you need to watch it 2 or 3 times, just do it. I'm sure that this is a very simple and practicable concept that you can understand if you look at your chart. So thank you very much. Subscribe, like, drop a comment, tell me what you think about this video, and I'll be there to give you a feedback. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day.